Cool, man. So you had a question.
Yeah, so we have this assignment, we have
Okay.
this home, and we have an offer for 115K,
Hey, man, let's go.
and the offer was made by a realtor that's representing clients. And my question to you was, when we have an assignment that involves a realtor, does that make the deal a bit more complicated than if you were to deal with a cash buyer?
167 to 168. For units driver live advice when you for still awaiting more info. The call is still on the phone with 911. Have no descript, unknown weapons, unknown injuries. A firearm at this time? Signature to 1210 now, send 5 Adam. There's a possible firearm at this time. 6 perp in custody. Perp in custody for the 31. Perp in custody.
Okay, great question. And the answer is yes, because realtors are trained to work a certain way. They only use traditional board approved contract, which is 14 pages long, depends on what state, right? 16 pages long in other states. So they're used to using that. So when you present them an assignment, they're going to be like, wait, what is this? I don't understand this. So it's very important that we go over it with them, explain them the assignment and the original contract, show them the responsibilities that they got to pay all closing costs and everything else, and then go move forward and then just have them sign it.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're going to send us an as is per contract that's traditional real estate realtor paperwork that they're used to. And we could do it, but that then it becomes a double close rather than assignment.
And that's what I was thinking also. Do you think that we should do a double close? So for instance, we got it under contract for 45,000. We now have an offer for 115,000.
Yep, 115 minus 45. So that's 70K, right? And minus, let's say her commission with what, 3,500, let's say 4,000. It's still a lot. And the seller's selling for 45. So in this case, I would just to play it safe, we'll probably just double close.
And the reason why I say that also is because the seller, I did have to disclose to her that it was an assignment of contract. And
Well, here we could play it two ways. I'm gonna actually correct myself. There is something that's called the blind HUD, meaning that somebody doesn't see the full HUD. Typically, it's the seller. It'll just show that we're giving them 45,000 and all the expenses, but the buyer will see, hey, it's 115 minus all the expenses minus the assignment fee that's gonna go into the company that's wholesaling this deal. So we have to explain to the buyer or to the seller, because if the buyer sees that we're making a big profit, the buyer might get offended, right? If the seller sees it, they might get offended. Sometimes sellers don't care. They're like, whatever. So sellers told me made 80,000 before, and they're like, that's cool, man. Good job. And I'm like, that's awesome. You're amazing. But other buyers, what? You're making this? I'm only gonna make 25,000 off the flip. You just made 70,000, right? It's better for us that way because we save money on closing costs. We might save another 2,000, 2,500. But to play it super safe, we could just do it like that. Feel them
because
out. We'll feel them out. We'll feel out the agent. We'll speak with her and just say, hey, your client's very interested in buying this property. And just want to confirm that when they see an assignment fee that we're making in this, they're not feeling offended. They're okay. They're buying it. There's still 215, right? 220,000 dollars in equity in this thing. And then you kind of have a feeling for them. They're like, oh, cool. They'll see it at day of the closing. If they do an assignment, we do a blind assignment now. They'll see it at closing. But it seems like they really want it. They've been just going up on their offer
yeah,
consistent.
it does. I
Those people
think
normally don't care what you make. They want this house.
right. So the
Mhm.
reason why I asked that about the seller is because once again, I told you that I had to disclose to her that it was an assignment, but then she's asking for updates just with the process.
Okay.
So I don't want her to be like, "Oh, you got somebody to buy it now. How much are you selling it for?" Right? And then if I say, "Oh, you're selling it for 115K," she might be like, "What the heck? I should have."
Exactly, because
So
people's eyes get wide when the
right,
money gets involved. So it's true. And because it's actually good that you've been full disclosure with her. I don't think she'll even ask you. And if we do a blind HUD for the seller, they're not even gonna know how much we're making. They're only gonna see the 45,000 plus anything else that needs to get paid. That's the
So
best
what I
case
was,
scenario.
okay,
That's the best case scenario. They see it 45, they're happy and they're good. And as long as the buyer doesn't care that we're making a large assignment fee, they should be good to go.
so what I was thinking is like, she asked, oh, how much, because she saw how much we had it listed for.
Oh, 75.
So I can say we got our asking.
And
And we were able to get our asking.
but we can just do we can, yeah, say we got our asking, plus we have to pay commission and all that stuff too. So we could just double close it if you really want to be safe. We could, and it doesn't hurt us at all.
Yeah, I would.
2,500 bucks. Okay, cool. And now you have no issues whatsoever. And
Yeah.
the title company we're using for this transaction, they do know how to do double closes, blind HUDs, all that stuff, because I use them.
Also, I would like to see what that closing process looks like as well.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, exactly. Because this is going to be your first assignment. We've done innovation, we've done a memo release. Now we're doing a whole, dude, you're getting the whole 9 yards here. You're getting, it's awesome. 3 deals and 3 different types of deals. That's really good.
Glory to God, man.
Yeah, because you're learning, like you're getting the tough ones that come, like the confusing ones, and doing innovations are usually the hardest ones because there's a lot more moving pieces, and we got that done here. Let's see it. We accept the offer, they sign the assignment, we send the title company, clear to close, they do all the paperwork, we just approve the HUD. They say, hey, this is the HUD, this is the closing, making sure you just approve the numbers. This much is going to the seller, this much is going to you, everything's good. All right, and that's it, and we're just waiting to collect our check.
I emailed the title agent. I emailed the paralegal for the title company. She hasn't gotten back to me, and I emailed her in regards to.
I saw that. You see me.
Oh,
Just I would email her again, and if there's no answer by, let's say, 10:30, 11, oh, I guess 11 because we're doing this meeting, find out from her if there is a way to, if there's a phone number from the secretary that we can reach her directly at her extension.
I'll do that.
And then we're able to get this ball rolling and just ask her about doing a double close.
Right.
In that state, it's not that much. It isn't.
Okay.
And especially if they let us use pass-through funding, which means we're using the funds from the end buyer who's going to deposit the money into closing. Otherwise, you have to use transactional funding, means the lender who'll just lend you the money for that 1 hour, and that's okay too because they don't charge a lot. It's 1%.
So they would lend the full amount, the full
The full amount.
115.
And that would be good. So we might commission, we can't count. So 2,500, let's say to 3,500. Yes, it's the cost of doing business to have a safe transaction. But if you want to like really go for it, we could just, hey, if the buyer agent discloses to us that they're like, they don't care, they're super motivated, cool. So even if I make $1 million, you're okay with that? Oh, 100%. All right, cool. Then we just do an assignment. All good.
And we do the
Blind HUD for the seller. The seller doesn't
blind
need to see that because she's getting exactly what she wanted, and that's that.
So okay, so it's the blind HUD or the double close.
So
And
we'll talk to the title company to see their availability to close. If the agent says it's a go, we're good. Go ahead. You had another question.
I was gonna say the seller already sees, excuse me, the buyer already sees that we had it at 75 and up to 115. So they already know that we're getting
A
good
big
stuff
spread.
already.
Yeah, exactly. Say, hey, look, you guys bid it up. You kept bidding up. We didn't tell you go up to 115. We'll take your offer. This is where you guys went up to, and you guys felt comfortable. So obviously the numbers make sense. If you're going to be living there, this is going to be amazing. If you're going to be flipping it, it's going to be really good too. At this point, I just want to have full disclosure and full understanding that no matter if we're making $100,000 or $200,000, that you guys aren't going to get upset. Or I'm not saying I am. I just want to make sure your clients, can you run that by them? Well, they're going to be upset if you make a big spread and cool, double close.
Right.
I had buyers see that I made 85,000, 84,000, another deal. They're like, good job. Oh, that's a really good assignment. They were happy for me. And I like to ask buyers, how do you feel when you see wholesalers have a big assignment? And some of them will respond, oh, I don't care. Others are like, man, I should have got it lower. I should have tried to negotiate a little bit down. They do feel some kind of type of way.
Right. That's like with Lisa when we had that first deal.
Yes.
The whole time.
Yep.
And then she saw how much we were making. I was like,
Exactly. Because then she started, well, what happens if I do this? What if I don't want to sell anymore? Exactly. People sometimes just take care. Sometimes people just understand. Because to be honest, we don't know how much money a flipper's going to make, nor do we care. If the numbers make sense, I'm like, wait, you're going to make 70 grand. I'm only making 10,000 on this assignment. I can't give you this deal for 215, right? So we can push it their way also. That could be the pushback. Saying we never give pushback to our buyer. Hey, and also if you keep this as a rental and then you sell it in 5 to 10 years and you make an additional 200,000, I'm not counting that money.
Right.
Monthly cash flow, and you're gonna have future equity that's building up in that property. I'm not, I mean, Mr. Buyer, I really appreciate your feedback, but to be honest, I don't count your money, and I really don't appreciate you counting mine.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I just don't understand the whole pocket watching thing. If your numbers work, if you're getting what you asked for, what's the problem? What is the issue? I just, oh man, it boils my blood.
You
Really
know what
does.
it is too, when you're dealing with buyers, they're more aggressive. They're a lot of more sales guys.
This is the photographer for the other property. Can I pick
Okay.
up?
Yeah, take it.
I'll put it on speaker. Hello? Hey, how you doing, Tom? Doing pretty good. How about you? Everything is good. Not sure what happened with the email. It seemed like it worked last time I used that to send something to you, but oh, so it's a different email. The last one was contact us. This one is home buying help at LI. Or did you discontinue that one or something? Yeah, you can discontinue that one. How? Just curious. How were the pictures? How was that property? How did that look? Very dark inside there. A lot of the rooms didn't have any light, and they had to board up some of the windows and stuff. I guess people had broke in there or whatever. Oh, hey, did a car shoot earlier this morning and left my tablet in a garage. No worries. I had to come back and nobody was here. Yeah, sent me a code to get into the door.
Was there any bad smells or anything like that? That's a smell. Did it place smell bad? Is there something, because I could see it, but I can't smell it? Was it smell like moisture or urine from animals or pets?
Hey Tom. Yeah, can you hear me? You still need me to hold? I'll get and try that here in about 30 minutes or so. I'll get somewhere where I can get the email straightened out and get it to you. I just have one quick question. Did it smell in there? Did it smell like mildew, like death? Animals died in there, anything like that? Was it any? No, it was not bad at all as far as that kind of stuff goes. Okay. Actually, was pretty good. It was musty, which is to be expected. Right. Down in the basement, there was a lot of cobwebs and stuff. All right, the other guy's calling me back. All right, no problem, Tom. So I'll just stand by for the invoice. All right, appreciate you. Bye bye.
That's going to be the nugget of the day. If you're speaking to your boots on the ground, always ask about smell, because we can see things in the pictures, we can't smell it.
That's a
And
good one.
because people don't ever tell you that until you run into it. And then you have your end buyers going in there say, it smells like dog pee. Well, wow, I should have known that. I would have done carpet replacement or cleaning. So that's
Okay.
important to know. Or it smells like smoke. The sellers smoke a lot. So now we need to hit it with a coat of kills paint that kills the smell. Otherwise, people are going to be grossed out when they go forward to buying it.
That's interesting.
So like that. And you know
Even
what? To be honest, I don't know if you have it, but I'm going to write this down. Send you the photographer instruction sheet. I may have given it to you, where we tell him how to specifically take photos of the properties and what angles and how many of each. So this way they go in there with a KPI that they need to hit.
oh no, I don't think I ever got that. I forgot about it, but that would be great.
Good, good. All right, cool. We talked about the
Yeah.
deal. Go ahead.
So this deal that I sent out this photographer to, I was looking back at my notes, and she originally, he's calling again. Let me see
Mhm.
what he says. Hey Tom. Oh, no worries. The inside of the house was not bad. It was extremely cluttered, especially the basement. Very cluttered. And there are parts where the ceiling, what you call it, not going in, but the sheet rolling in. It's almost like it's caving in or it's falling down. I'm not sure what brought the sheetrock down. The lumber that's actually the floor for the still upwards, all the sheetrock had fallen off of it. And all the insulation had fallen down as well in that one particular room. Okay. It's kind of a good thing that we did the 360 tour, because we could really get into them to get photos of them.
It's hard for me to hear him. Can you just
Okay.
tell him to hold and explain to me what happened with the room?
Hold on 1 second, Tom, because I have my partner on the line on a Zoom call with me also, and he's just interested what happened. So I'm just gonna explain. It's kind of hard for him to hear. Just hold on 1 second. So Ilya, he was saying in one of the rooms that the sheetrock fell off the wall and the insulation as well.
And I'm assuming there's a roof above it.
What would you say about the roof, Tom?
There's a roof above that room?
Oh, the sheetrock fell off the ceiling, not the wall.
Most likely,
Was it brown?
a musky smell.
Was it? He couldn't see it. He couldn't see it because the sheetrock wasn't there.
So most likely
Okay.
it's a roof leak. There's a area that got
Okay.
wet and then it
Yeah.
broke down.
It's probably a roof leak or something. All right. Well, I'm on a Zoom call right now. As soon as I get done, I'll check out the invoice and I'll shoot you over a payment. Now, one more thing. How about the land? Did it look like it needed to be cleaned up a lot? An old shelter. So they're gonna tear down. So the sunroom's gonna stay, but everything on the side of the thing on the side of it is gonna be torn down this week. All right. Well, Tom, I appreciate you, man. And like I said, I'll get that payment over to you as soon as I check out the invoice. Don't rush it all. All right. Thank you so much. Hello.
There we go. So that's how you deal with your boots.
So I actually had him do a 360 tour instead of the pictures. And he took pictures of the exterior, but inside he did the 360 scenario.
And you could walk through it and look at it completely.
Like the virtual tour type
Oh,
of
that's
thing.
really cool. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
How
And
much does that cost? 300-400?
150.
That's great. Things just getting cheaper and cheaper, man. That's really good.
Well, this guy, for anybody that listens to this afterwards, I found him through the site that you told me about
Yep.
where you hire photographers, and then I pulled him off of it, able to get his contact information so that it would be cheaper. Normally, something like that through the site would probably run about $250-300.
Because the site makes a big spread on it. You see, it's
Right.
50% add-on. It's really expensive.
Right.
Good. So our boots on the ground, they'll give us a report. We'll do that phone call while we're looking at pictures, and I just go over everything and explain to me what happened. And he's so familiar, he'll just give me a rundown. The house looks really good. There's a lot of potential to it. Yes, the kitchen is dated. I did see a small old leak. It's no longer. He gives me a whole inspection report. I can send you a sample also, how he
Yeah.
tells us, and then you could just tell the guys. But because you use them many times, over and over and over, he's not an inspector, but he's pretty much does an inspection. He knows what we're looking for, and he knows that we're not there, so he has to be our eyes on our behalf.
Right.
know?
Okay. That's great.
And
So
it's good that he has some contracting background, which he can tell, and he even will do handyman jobs. He'll replace certain things or do certain things.
right.
Mhm.
Okay. I know you said you wanted to talk about some mindset stuff.
I think it's a big part. And because this is being recorded, people could jump in later and check it out. So I guess half the call we have spent speaking about deals, transaction, accepting buyers. This half we have to speak about mindset. And that's very important. A lot of people don't cover it, and a lot of people overcover it and they don't give you action steps. Some people just talk about, oh, you need mindset, but it's like, oh, cool, but each industry is a little different. What I noticed here in real estate, right? What has led to my success is having, number one, a plan, a goal. You got to aim towards something, right? I want to do at least one deal a month. How do I do it? The KPIs do work because they say success leaves clues. So if you set a goal, I'm going to need to make at least 5 offers a day. 5 offers times, let's say 20 days, if you're not working on the weekend or whatever, that's going to be, what is that, 5 times to 100 offers, right? Out of the 100 offers, 10 should be interested. Out of the 10, 1 should convert pretty quickly, and the rest will either fall out or convert in eventually. This is Bird here, actually. So let me see if he left. I'm outside, man.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I'm outdoors. But
Bird flew to my house the other day, so I thought that you might have had the same scenario.
let me see if I could go inside. I don't. My office is everyone's grinding now, so I'm just like, I don't want it to make noise.
Should show us your setup.
One day, yes, I will. So getting back to that, the KPIs is a big factor. It does help you track. Even earlier this year, we're like, we got to go back to the basics. Go back to what worked, and it was very simple: 10 offers a day, right? Then you should have 10 interested. Obviously, if they're interested, by the end of the phone call, you should have made them an offer. They're interested in selling, they should hear at least your one or two offers, right? I like to make a cash offer, a creative offer, and then the innovation that we pitch them, right? A wholesale. So this way they can say, well, I can do this, I can do that, right? They have options. Because if you leave them just with one, it's going to be tough. So that's one. Mindset is have a target number and work towards that number. So that's the first, right? Just have a goal. It's more about consistently hitting numbers, making offers is going to get you consistent result. A lot of people get caught up in just creating leads, but nobody follows up on them. And then you'll check your system and then you realize they already sold. They're already pending. And then you missed out. You did the hard work finding the leads, but now you have let them slip away. So is it mindset? Yes, it's just a mindset to be consistent and to be organized, to be working towards the goal. So that's the mindset. And know that that's how the major players, right? People who have made it in this industry, if you ask them, they say, "Oh, it's consistency and working towards that goal." If you're trying to get one contract, review your deals, look at the averages, and that 10 is very simple, but that's what's been working for me and for many other people in the industry. You go for that. Now, if you don't have enough leads, then obviously you can't make 10 offers, right? But you're pushing towards that 10. You might make 3 or 4, but you're pushing towards that 10. That's your goal. Each day you just push for it. So it means you're gonna be busy. You're not gonna call, take a sip of your coffee and no, go, let's go, 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 go. Boom. He got a yes, he didn't accept the offer. Boom. But it's a grind. So when you treat it as a sport, aggressive sport where it's high intensity, then it gives you a different result than instead of just the slow thing. When I go to call, I'm just like, boom, I'm focused, hyper focused, and just I'm moving quick. I'm not taking my time because I'm there for a limited amount of hours. So I need to try to get that goal as fast as I can.
So that offer looks like, are you going on to Zillow seeing his estimate, or right? Are you going to Zillow seeing his estimate or seeing what you
So
think it's worth?
here, I know what you're saying. Are you actually running comps and everything else? That depends. Is there high motivation or low motivation? If it's a low motivation, I'm not gonna spend a lot of time looking at comps. Low motivation, they're curious about selling, so I'll give them a big range. Let's say ARV is 300. Well, Mr. Seller, I took a look at the neighborhood. I see investors are buying properties for anywhere from 100 to $150,000 cash. I'm not saying I'm gonna make you that offer, but would you consider anything in that range? No, I would never sell it. Gotcha. So what would you sell it for? I would do, 200. So in your head, it's 100K in equity. That's reasonable. All right, look, here's one in a quick hold. I'm gonna actually take a look at some comparable sales and take a deeper dive into it and have my underwriter look at it. And then you would put them on hold and do the comps. And then you make them an offer. Even if they're asking 200, means you could probably land at 175, 170, and then which is still a good deal, depending on the work. You're
Okay.
almost at the 50% mark. So that's how you would do it. So you're heat gauging them. You're
And
measuring
you're
them.
doing that all while you're on the phone with them.
Yeah, we don't ever let them off. The hardest part is getting them on. When they're on, hold on to them. Never say, I'll call you back. You hang up the phone, they're gonna go to the bathroom or they're gonna go make some food, and then they're gonna forget about you.
So that means I got to get quicker when it comes down to finding assets properties while I'm on the phone with them.
Just pull them up on Zillow. Once they answer, say, hey, you'll have a conversation. If they're already going into the conversation, speaking to you, you start already just looking at the notes, not the notes, the Zillow or Zestimate.
Right,
You're
right.
checking to see where they are, right? So you have a target goal because now you can make a quick offer, a heat gauge offer, and you're taking the pressure off for yourself because you're saying, I'm not offering you that. That's what I saw. But what would you sell it for? Oh, well, if they're buying a 150, I guess I'll be around that 150.
All right. So full disclosure here, I've never done it like that, but I
Good.
tried.
You take more time and you're doing
The reason why is because this is the problem for anybody that is listening to this and for anybody that is a part of this program. If you're going to be a part of this program, focus on what it is that he's telling you to do. With me, the reason why it's hard for me to adjust is because I've done things a different way for so many years that didn't work. So now it's what I would do before is, or the way I was taught to do it was to get the person on the line. And then once I get the person on the line, get information from them and then try to set up an appointment to get pictures taken, understand what the property looks like, and then make an offer from there. But like
Okay.
you're saying is sometimes these people waste your time.
Oh.
Go through that whole process of taking pictures and then it's like you come up with an offer and now, for instance, you heard that I'm paying this guy $150 for pictures. Now, if this woman doesn't like my offer, then what? But if I had made an offer ahead of time to gauge or warm her up to where we may need to be, it might be a bit more promising. So I would just say follow what's in the course, stick to one person as a mentor.
And leave the stuff that you learn right behind, because the way you were taught, exactly. We always bring something that we learned. That's why it's good to work with people who have never done real estate, because they're just a clean slate. So whatever you put into them, they'll say, well, this is the way it's got to be done. But we have bad habits that we develop too. I've seen that from different sales guys that are hired, and they bring that on. But that's okay.
This might be a buyer. Hold on one second. My wife is making calls.
Good. Let's
Yeah,
go.
my wife is making.
Family grinding. Let's go. I love it. Yes. So getting back to the right mindset and processes, they go hand in hand, because your mindset is that, right? You have the goal. So it's part of your process, right? Now the mindset is, I gotta get to that. I gotta go. That's my number. I gotta hit that number. I gotta hit the number. Right. And sales is a contact sport, right? So you got to get no's, you got to get hit. It's like football. You're getting shouldered, you're getting elbowed, right? Lacrosse, but you have to go for that no and just put aside until he says, yes, I'm interested. Well, it depends on the offer. Boom. Now you have something that you want, is that offer. So now you hold on to them and you go through with the process, get the details. You don't have to have all the long super details. And have we also had sellers send us pictures? Sometimes we have. If they're like, no, my house is in pristine condition, awesome. If you want, just text me to this number. I'll take a look. And
Yeah,
then you just save money and time, and now they're trying to sell you. But I tell them, tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to see everything, because it's just going to help us give you a fair offer. Once
that
they
makes
see
sense.
that, then they're like, oh, cool. And then you could proceed with them. And if they like the offer, then you go to the next step, right? Is getting deals under contract. Go,
Right.
yes, go in the agreement and everything else like that. But that offer, those number of 10 offers, right? That's the daily goal. The mindset is, I need to get to that 10 or as close as possible, right? In order for me to get to my goal of one deal a month. And it actually could result in more, bro. Because if you're not making offers, then you're missing out on people either telling you yes or no, because you never even get that far in that
Right.
conversation. So it's like,
Right.
how do you know who's going to say no? You don't. So you need to go for that no. The people who get the most no's, usually the people who get the most yeses also.
Right. And that's what I've been talking to my wife about. She's getting, sometimes she gets frustrated with people just saying no, no, no. And I said, the more no's, the better. And the reason why is because we're making contact with people and eventually
Right.
somebody's going to say yes.
There's a great book that I read when I was doing the MLM, when I did the Dream Trips MLM. They told me it's called Go for No. And
Go for
they
no.
would give awards. If you want to write that down, great book. I listened to it right away. And it explains how there's a correlation with the people who had the biggest failures have the biggest success in companies. And they would give awards to the company people who had the most rejections. But then the same people who had the most rejections were always the ones, the top performers in the company. And people were like, wait, what? They got the most no's, got most rejections, but they're also the ones who actually get the more, because they see it. It's about mindset, right? So we're talking about mindset. It's about flipping that no as a negative to yes. I got no. That means I'm one step closer to a yes. And you'll
Right.
need maybe 10 to 15 no's to get one yes, right?
Yes.
So, all right, good. I got 8 more. And you just tally it up. She gets a no, tally, and then she puts a check when she gets a yes. So then you could say success is leaving clues. It's leaving a pattern that you got 10 no's to 1 yes. So once you reverse it, you're like, you go for no. You want to hear. So when you get that yes, you're like, whoa, this is it.
Right.
You're
Right.
excited. So you are programming yourself to get pleasure no, because it's bringing you one step closer to that yes, interested. And then remember, we need 10 interesteds to make 10 offers to get at least one contract.
So we should also have no KPI. So
We
if
should. That's true. I don't follow it. I just teach everybody what I'm teaching you guys in my office.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
track, but that's what I'm saying. Just saying that if she tracks it, it's gonna leave clues. 10
right,
no's equals 1 yes.
yeah,
And then
right,
10 yeses equals 1 contract. ideally, right? Or you might get 5 tomorrow, and sometimes contracts convert right away. Sometimes contract converts a few months down the line. So
Right. And how many calls are being made a day, or how much outreach is being made daily on average on your end in order to get to 10 offers?
we look at about 150 calls to 200, 150 calls minimum.
150, 150 calls or 150 people you're actually saying
No,
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 like,
calls. So if you call on 150, let's say 15 people pick up out of the 150, you have 15 conversations, right? So out of the 15, 10 should hear an offer. Does it always happen? No, you might make only 8 or 9 that day. You might make 7, but you're going for the 10. Some days people pick up more, so there'll be 20 people picking up. Sometimes it's 50 people pick up every phone call that you make, but we're going for that 10 offers. They're in your system. People are interested. So one point or another, and if they tell you they're not interested, say, what changed? Did you take care of that mortgage? Did you pay it off, or did you catch it up? I'm just curious because my notes said there was a pre-foreclosure, so you caught it up.
right,
Well, no, because people won't disclose it right away sometimes. But that's what we got to dig deeper, right? And say, well, I have a solution for you. If I pay you all cash and there's no closing costs, there's no commission, no repairs, as is purchase, and I could get this done with a few clicks of buttons, you wouldn't want to sell it?
right. Now you're using a triple line dialer or
No, hand. We're using hand dialer in office. So anybody
you-
who's in our system is like that. They're in the system, we're hand dialing them.
because of the lead process that
They have a thing now with like triple line. We used it before. It over dials the people and it skips over. And I don't want that getting missed out. We like to nurture each one individually, make detailed notes and move on
wow.
to the podium. That's why. And then if anybody's warm, then we throw them on to the hot board where we know we need to follow up. So they don't
Yeah,
get missed either.
got another guy. What's the best number to reach you? No, it's another buyer. I'm just
Okay.
trying to make sure that even though I think we're good with the 115, I'm just making sure that nobody else is coming in with something wild.
130. Let's get it.
All right, so I got that as far as mindset is concerned.
I would definitely recommend that book. Let's just break it down very simple for now. Go for no. Establish that. Get excited when you get no. Just when you get a no, just, you know what I mean? Have your wife just get pumped up with excitement instead of saying, oh, he's mean, he's rude. No, that's great. Only 9 more. Oh man, only 7 more. Right? Oh yes, I only got 3 more till I get a yes. And you might get a yes earlier too. And, oh, whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah, and what gets me excited, I touched on it a little bit before, but I'll go a little deeper into it, is that when I'm getting the notes, at least I know that the money that I've put into the skip tracing, the money that I put into finding these leads is not going to waste. Going to the wrong number, it's not going to somebody that doesn't own the property. If somebody's saying no, then that means they own that property. And eventually I'm going to come across somebody that owns a property that will say yes.
Exactly.
And so it just reconfirms that the money, my investment, is a legit investment in the leads.
That's right.
Because it could be frustrating when you pay for leads, thousands of dollars for leads at sometimes, and you're not getting in contact with the homeowner or
Exactly.
or their old leads and the person's I sold that years ago. I get excited to hear the no's and knowing that yes, this person owns this property. Yes, I paid for good leads. So eventually a yes is coming.
Yes, exactly. Got the right contact, right address, right phone number, you're good. So
Right.
today's no could be tomorrow's yes.
Right. And that's exactly I would have to say once I shifted my mentality to think like that, in some way, shape, or form, it was almost like it was drawn to me to get good leads by finding Deal Machine. Found this Deal Machine, and I was thinking, all right, I'm going for the no. I didn't think about it, go for the no, which is
Yeah,
fine. I'm happy. And we have talked about it before, but I'm getting those, I'm getting contacts. That's what I talk to my wife about all the time. Like getting people saying, I'll be like, how's it going? She's like, oh, it's all right. It's all right. I'm like, are you getting those? And she was like, yeah, it's a lot of no's. And I was like, then that's great.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and that's great. So I just had that mentality. We're getting the no's. If we're getting the no's, then that motivates me more to keep calling because I know a yes is coming, and then boom, down the pipeline.
That's right. And I always say old is gold, old leads, they're the ones to convert because they have more, the problem grew bigger, right? Whatever they had whether it's foreclosure, back taxes, repairs, it got worse. The house needs more work now. The problem got bigger, and now they have to really take care of it.
Exactly. So, to anything else that I want to ask? So, do you still want to stay on the mindset aspect of it?
If you have another question, we can add a second segment. I think that's just been a lot of information in this call. Going for KPIs, knowing what you have to hit, that's been a lot. Plus, we're teaching people here. Obviously, they're seeing live. You're answering, having conversations with contractors and stuff like that, which is crucial. I think next week we'll have to continue the mindset because when you get too much information, you can't have a firm foundation to build off of.
Right.
So go for that. Go for 10 no's, right? Will be one yes and 10 interested. Try to make them an offer every time and apply that. And next week when we do the call, you're going to speak about the results that you're getting.
All right. I like that. So, with this deal, right now, what does that process look like now that this woman is saying 115K is good?
So let's get in the call and let's feel out the realtor and see if we can do an assignment or is it going to be a double close.
That's the first step.
After we finish this call in the next minute, well, I think we should call her because the clients are excited. So we don't want to burn out that fire right now.
Man, time is flying.
I know. It's already 10:23.
What the heck?
I know. 50 minutes flew by, 5-0.
Now, so that's another thing I wanted to ask you. We're maneuvering this whole buyer situation and trying to top the deal. If I didn't have my wife involved, what would be the best way to break up my day to make sure that I'm still doing outreach or I still get outreach in, but still.
That's the hard part. But to be honest, the acquisition kind of stops when you're doing disposition. It has to, because now you have converted, right? You got the yes, you have the contract, now you're converting the contract into potential money by getting an assignment. So all your power, all your focus needs to go into that because it's hard to get deals on the contract. So when you do, you need to just say, pause, move on. We need to sell this and make the yeses and the nos become reality into, right? Tangible cash.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you told me that before too. I thought that was a great lesson that you or a great tip to go after the thing that's gonna bring you to the money.
Yep, exactly. To focus on the task that's gonna bring in the money first. So in
Right.
this case, it's selling this deal, pause the acquisition, pause everything else, and focus on that with everything you got. Because that's the closest to the money zone, right? To get us paid,
Right.
closest to
Right.
get us
Right.
payday.
Right. Oh, am I slacking? Am I not going as hard as I
No,
should? But then I see that the work that I'm putting in for the dispositions is working. So that kind of takes the load off of me. But then at the same time, right, how do I keep this engine? How do I continue to keep this engine going? Because I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to be like, oh, we got this deal now. Let me just stop the outreach and so on and so forth. But I appreciate you clearing that up because that was something that was going on in my head as well. And my wife, she does what she can before she gets the kids from camp and stuff.
and that's good. At least that's what I'm saying. There's two, it makes it easier, right? So you have consistently working, somebody's working on the deals flow. So once this one is going to be converted to money, you can invest into more marketing and then you both can hit the phone.
That's true. Now, what I was thinking before is that I'll focus on the outreach for sellers. She tries to bring in more cash buyers, but now we're going through this process. And also, this is good for the call, I think, for me to share. I when so as far as the outreach for dispositions, I did the cold calling through a list that Ilya provided me for Greensboro and Guilford County cash buyers. I use Craigslist and I also use Facebook. And Facebook, I put myself into or added myself to Facebook groups for Greensboro for Greensboro cash buyer groups, for North Carolina cash buyer groups. And this is way before we came across this deal because I was like, when I do something, I don't want to have to struggle. I don't want to have to figure out, what I do. And this comes from past experience and other deals. But I had to apply it because my scenario and how it was working before was way different. And out of the three measures or the three different forms of finding cash buyers, Facebook by far was the most successful. With me listing this property on Facebook, I think the day before yesterday, it was at 13,000 clicks.
Wow. That's impressive.
And that was the day before yesterday. So that's just alone. Um,
I would picture that, but like, this is how you market a good deal.
yeah, I'll see if I can find it or if I can pull it up. But and then as far as the amount of people that have actually messaged me on Facebook, I think at this point it's about let's see, many so I have 109 messages that I haven't responded to, and I probably responded to over 300.
Wow. So now that's it. Like, by posting good deal, now you have all your buyers too. But earlier too, what I brought up to you, I said speak to buyers so you know their criteria. Once you know the criteria, you know what for when you're doing the acquisitions.
Right, right.
You-
Yeah, and criteria that you gave me with this was to get the LLC, ask them what deals they've done recently, and it's worked. It definitely has worked,
You
to run
weeds
it.
out the tire kickers also.
Right, right. And you got a lot of guys that you got some people that are like, I'm not giving you that information. All right, then you don't want the deal. I've had with maybe like four, like, yo, it's really necessary. Yes, it's necessary. If you want it, if you want to make money, then this is what you have to do. Let the ego go.
That's
You
right.
got guys that are like, one guy was like, well, why you need that information? All you got to do is go to my Facebook profile and you can clearly see that I invest in property. Drop the ego.
Yes, exactly. People take it
You
personally, but
lost
we have our
it.
own process. People have
Right,
processes.
right.
We are companies that have processes the way we sell our transactions and deals. And it's an ego thing too.
Right, right. And like in the past, it was just like I was just bird dogging, I was finding the deals and passing off to this other investor, and then I would get paid from it. Whereas with you, you're allowing me to figure out how to build my own business, how to build my own empire. It's like work with Ilya, feed it, and that's like you're showing how to be you or better.
Exactly. I'm showing you how I did it, or how I run my business, so you can run it the same way and have the same success.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no, I'm not telling you that. No, here you go. Just
That's right.
apply it. Like you said, gotta apply it and listen, it's instructions.
Gotta
Yeah.
apply it. I'm telling you, I don't. Whoever's listening to it, just don't go down the same path as me. Let's, and he's gonna feed you everything that you need, and just do the work. You do the work, you see the results. It's not like the job that you could off one day and you paid or slack off for a week or 2 weeks. It still doesn't work like that. You got to put in the work, and if you do the work, you're gonna get results. It might take some time to build the momentum, the hang of things, and to understand, to the mindset of getting rejected and understand, like, calls and just having people curse you out and stuff like that. It could take a toll on you, even though you might be used to it on the job. Um, at least job, that you're still getting paid. But when you're getting cursed out and you don't know if you're going to get paid, it really mess with your mindset.
That's
So
true. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you can
Very,
say,
very
oh,
cool.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we got enough information for this week. I'm gonna set it up and upload it. People can watch it. And let's get on the call after we finish this training and see what's the next step with the state agent. Hopefully we can assign it. It'll be awesome. But double closing doesn't hurt.
Just taking a picture so I could throw it up on my
That's
social
it, bro.
media.
Yeah, take it and we'll
I'm Miyagi here, wholesaler Mr. Miyagi.
investor fire. Let's get it.
Yeah, man.
Well, look, let's jump on the call and have a blessed day and hit those numbers and follow those instructions and let's get some results for next week.
Let's do it. All right,
Yeah.
man. I'll talk to you.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I will see you on the next one.
Perp in custody for the 31. Perp in custody.